Hello friends, and welcome to our channel, Mornings at Sunrise Cottage. You don't see me on here much. I don't like to be on the video. I'd rather be behind the camera. But today, I really had something cool to show you, or I think it's cool. You know, some women like jewelry. Some women love getting different pairs of shoes. Some love dressing up. Some love putting on makeup. Some love getting their hair done. Some love working on their house. Now, some of those things I do like. I like to work on my house, and I like to redesign things. But most of all, my love is gardening. And I don't just mean like squash plants or tomato plants. I mean, I love all of it. I love the trees. I love the shrubs. I love the annuals, the perennials. I love gardening for food. All of that. I absolutely adore it. So I thought that I would show you my seed collection today. A lot of people in our area are seed savers. Now, I'm also a seed saver, as is evidenced by the seeds back here in these jars behind me. Now, these were not all mine. My mom was also a seed saver, and she mainly saved bean seed, but she and my dad would save other seeds too. It was very common when you went in our kitchen that if my dad had eaten a peach, you would see a peach rock he'd laid up in the window to dry to plant later. Same thing with like pawpaws or tomato seeds. He loved to save seeds too. So that was something they both enjoyed. Now, we were fortunate, and I was fortunate, that my grandparents, my mom's parents, whom I was raised next to and with most of the time actually, they enjoyed gardening. Now, my grandmother, she would always help with planting, and then she would help put it up, and she'd help dig the table. My parents both loved gardening. My dad raised a garden just about every year of his life. And the older he got, the more he liked it. He liked to give stuff away when he raised it, and he sold some stuff. But he was a good gardener. He always made a really good garden. Now, he was not, he didn't like odd stuff like I like to grow just to see what it is. He didn't do that, but he liked to raise corn and beans and cucumbers and potatoes and sweet potatoes, just the normal things that we ate every day. I don't think he ever grew a squash or a pumpkin or anything like that. He did grow some melons, and he wasn't really big on growing greens or anything like that, but he loved fruit trees and he loved gardening. Well, my in-laws were the same way. I learned a lot from my father-in-law and my mother-in-law on gardening. I learned to prune tomatoes from my father-in-law. I learned different little tricks of the trade of gardening from them because they were big-time gardeners. And my father-in-law told me one time, he said, every year I try to get something that's a little unusual just to see what it is. And he would do that every year. And he may never get it again because it may be something he didn't like, but he always wanted to try something new. So that's kind of the same way that I am. I love to try different things, and I like to try different companies. And I love seed saving and seeds so much that I have actually traveled all the way to Missouri just to see a place where Baker Creek Seeds, it's this company here, to see where they have their seeds. And they have lovely greenhouses, and they have a seed house there that you can go in and pick your seeds out of. And they have just hundreds and hundreds of different seeds. And this fella goes all over the world to find these seeds, and he started it at a very, very young age. I think it was like 17 when he started saving seeds, and that just grew into a passion, and it grew into a career for him. So anyway, if you've not tried Baker Creek, get online, check out their catalog, because They have awesome seeds. A small company that I get seeds from is My Gardener. And I've told you this before, they sell seeds in small packs. Like this one has 25 seeds in it. From a small gardener, the raised bed gardener, that's an awesome place to get your seeds. I'm just going to kind of dig through these here and tell you the different brands that I've had. This is Territorial Seeds, and I've got lots of seeds from them. And I bought their onions and their garlic from them, and they were really good. This is Monticello. Y'all know what that is. Well, this came from there. And this is French Mallow. So that's considered a herb. And actually, if you don't know where that is, that's Thomas Jefferson's home, and he really was into gardening. So I would love to go there. This is kind of like, people call it like a baby hollyhock. It's a cool plant. So let's see what other brands I have. Mountain Valley. This is an heirloom company that I bought from before. Or bean seed that I got from Sustainable Mountain Agriculture Center, and I believe I got these. No, these came from Tennessee. So I got these seeds from Tennessee. And I thought, you know, I've told you before that I've been looking for bean seed like my mother-in-law had. And so I have bought quite a few bean seeds trying to get those same seeds. So far I haven't found them. I think I may have this year, just not sure. Now let's see. Oh, then I have a lot of homegrown seeds. These are acorn squash seed. I raise those and then I save the seed so that I can go ahead and plant me some more little acorn squash with those seeds. And these are some greasy bean seed. They're the bigger greasy bean, and that's about as much as I know. I raised those a couple years ago, and I kept the seed of those. Let's see what other brands I have. I have Gurney seeds. I know you're all familiar with Gurney if you garden. I have a lot of those. I have some Clear Creek seeds. And I have, let's see what else. Furry Morris. I just started with those this year. I've had those before, but that's not something that I've had a lot of in the past. And then these are seeds that I've saved. And I'm actually telling you the truth when I'm not sure what these seeds are. I packed those away, and I think they're some type of flower seed. I'll just have to plant them and find out what they are. Here's some bean seed. I did a really poor job the last year. I was sick and I wasn't doing too good, so. Now, my marigold seed, what I did, I had so many different kinds of marigold that I just flatly threw them all in bags. And I got a ton. These aren't marigold seeds. These are marigold seeds. I have these and this, and then I have jars of them like this. And they go from tall marigolds down to dwarf ones, and they're just about every color in the marigold family. And here's some black beans that I saved. And I think these are more greasy beans here, different kinds. And let's see in here what we've got. I've got stuff in every little bag you could think of. And here's a seed saver one. And let's see where this is from. This is from Iowa. And I got some stuff from Seed Savers Exchange, and they did have some really nice sunflowers in those. And let's see what else I have in here. Here's some more beans that I got. And these are Roger Newsom fall beans. I'm always searching for the fall beans or the greasy beans. And these are a German bean. Now, some of these I actually planted and they did not do very well. I'm not sure what happened with those. I don't know if it was the seed or if it was the meat that was the problem. So, also, I use these. These are the little things I put in the ground, and I label these. These are just little plastic things. You can cut some out of a bleach jar or anything you have, a bleach, one of the plastic ones. I did that. I think I cut some up before these came in and used those. Just kind of cut them in the same form. Not quite as pretty, but they work. Here's some spaghetti squash seeds that I saved. I had really good luck with them. I've ordered stuff from Henry Fields, quite a bit of stuff. And let's see what else I have here. And I have lots of different ones. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is I grew these last year. They were so fun. I'm not sure how to pronounce the word, but it's C-U-C-U-Z-Z-I, Cucuzzi squash maybe. Those things, I don't know if you can see that there, but those things grew like that long or longer. They were really cool. You can grill them, you can roast them, you can use them in soup. But they were very cool. And then this is something I've raised in the past. I have a lot of my old seed packets. I don't throw those away till I write down how I like these. These were pretty good. These were not outstanding. They're called Telegraph Improved, and these aren't from Baker Creek, but they were not outstanding ones, I didn't think. Now, so my job here today is I'm going to go through and organize all of my seeds. As many as I can, I'm going to put in these little plastic containers. They're not awesome. I ordered these. I saw someone on YouTube that had used these, and so I ordered them. But the problem is they're not real sturdy. The little boxes, they're plastic, and they're very thin plastic on the hinges. It'd been better if they had some other type of hinge on them. But they do tend to come apart. So I've got some, but what I do, I just put them on anyway, and it does snap right there, so that kind of helps a little bit. But I try to find interesting things. This is a sweet pepper, Corno di Toro, sweet pepper. And these are Jimmy Nardello, and it's a sweet pepper. And you'll notice any of the pepper seeds that I have tend to be sweet because I raised peppers a few years ago, and they were so pretty. They were little tiny red peppers, and they were so strong that I think I was allergic to them. Because even if I was working over the sink where they were, it would cause my breathing, for me to have problems with my breathing. So I think I may be allergic to stuff that's in the hot peppers. So I've not been getting those anymore. So let's see what all I have here. Nothing in this one, because I would go through and get stuff out a couple of years ago. If I didn't use it, then I would leave it in here. Oh, another thing you get a lot of times when you order are free seeds. Like this right here is a bee balm, a lemon bee balm. Now the bee balm brings in like your bees and your flying insects, like your wasp and that kind of thing, which you would typically not want, but when you're gardening, those are good things to have. So I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to go through here and separate all these out into boxes so I know how many of these seeds I have. If there's something I don't have, I'll make me a list that I will need to order for that. And then I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you all is, here's the way I do my little boxes. I put the name on the top, and then when I pull out the drawer, they have drawers, then I will see like squash seed. And then I have these for the seeds that I've saved that are not a humongous amount. And if they're more than this, then I can go to this. And if they're more than that, then I can get a larger jar, or like I've been doing, just a bag like this. So that's kind of how I save mine. Of my squash in this one, and it is kind of a teal color. Now let's suppose that I have more than one box. If I have more than one box, then I've got more of this color in the different boxes. I'll go to a second box. So I'm going to try to keep all of my seeds both color coded to some extent and all of them together, so I can just pull them out and decide which squash plant I want to plant. For instance, last year I started out using these envelopes and they worked really well for me. As you can see, that's my spaghetti squash. And you usually probably start with something. Sometimes what I will do is I will stick a paper towel down in with them till after the initial dry out period to make sure I've got them dry enough. And then I'm going to write spaghetti squash on the front of this if I can find my pen and all of this mess. There we go. And you can date them if you want to. And this is a wonderful idea to get vegetables in and not have to use a pasta. You can use spaghetti squash and it cooks up so nicely. I've never had one till my sister-in-law and husband and son brought me some down from Michigan, and I tried them and they were really good. So I decided to raise them after that. And I'm fortunate in gardening because if I have questions, there are several people that I can call on. There was a lady the other day that I asked about when I needed to start my peas this year. And she knew because she's been a gardener. She and her whole family are some of the best gardeners in this area. Then I have 2 brother-in-laws, I have a couple sister-in-laws, and I have a nephew that are awesome gardeners. So I can call on them if I need help and need to have questions answered that either me or Neil need to know the answer to. And then I have a cousin whose husband is I would consider all of these I'm telling you, I'd consider all of them master gardeners. He's always gardened, and so he's another person that I can go to with questions, and I'm sure I've gone to more than that. Now, I'm finished with this. This is one step I'm going to do. I've got all of my marigold seeds in these 3 jars. These are the tall ones, and then I've got this small one here with tall yellow marigold. So what I'm going to do is just label these as mixed marigolds. And I'll put that right on the top. Now these will not go in my refrigerator, I don't think. I may put those in the refrigerator. And I could even go into making those color coded. But to save time, I won't. So I'm just going to put marigold mixed. Looking through everything, I found these tall yellow marigolds that I packed in 2018. So I'm definitely going to plant those this year just to see if they will grow. See, that was 3 years ago, so let's see how well the seeds hold up. I'll stop the video again because you can see what I've done so far. As you can see, I've been working for a while, and I wanted to share some of the names of these with you that I found. These are hacker beans, and they got their name from a fellow from Leslie County who worked for, I think my mom said UK, and he developed these beans. This is a mixed thing of greasy beans, so I'm sure that when she got these, they were mixed like that because she's just put them all back together. And greasy beans are hard to work, and so they don't sell these on the market very often. but these are both the white and the brown. And I think they would be what they call cut short greasies, but I'm not real sure. The name on these I thought was kind of cute, peck and a hole beans. So you must get a peck of beans for every one that you plant, is what I took. These are called, she had these labeled, Mommy did, wild goose beans. Now, I thought these were goose beans, but they may not be. So we'll just wait and see, and I'll plant maybe a little bit of each one just to keep a start going from them. And these are just plain old, she called them cornfield beans. So I'm this far along, so I'm gonna try to get the beans done first, because there's a lot of the beans. And once I get those out of the way, then I can head on into the. Hey y'all, we have been working so hard. So Neil got his job finished, and I didn't get mine finished because I thought it'd take me about an hour, and I have worked for hours. It's 5:42. I'm hoping to get this done tonight. So what we did, we went through and all the things that we had saved seeds for that were big enough to be in containers. We put those in containers, and I've got those all in the refrigerator except for these okra seeds that I saved. Now, we have got, like, I'm gonna open one up and give you an example, like beans, okay? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different packets of beans. We started out labeling them, those really nice like that, but we ran out of paper, so then we started writing the names. And each one of these will have a variety of beans. Like these are the Ken Early Yellow-Eyed bean from M.I. Garden, or the bean medley from Berea, Kentucky, or the Baker Creek Cherokee Trail of Tear beans. Now, each one of them has got probably 4 to 5 to 6 different types of beans, depending on how big the packet is in there. So we have lots of different types of beans. Then we have about 3 or 4 different kinds of corn, probably at least 12 different kinds of tomatoes or more. Lots of squash. We have both spring and winter squash, or summer and winter. We have zucchini, and there's only a couple kinds of that. We have several kinds of cucumbers and a lot of kinds of melons. So that's where we're at right now. And we've got 3 of these to do, and we have all the jars finished. And then we have 1 of these. So we'll pick back up when we get the second one finished. Okay, you can tell we've been working. We've gone through and we've separated all the different kinds of okra, and I think we have at least 3 different kinds of okra. The pumpkins, we have some of the big old orange ones, the little tiny orange ones, some of those green ones. The only one we don't have are the Cinderella pumpkins, so I wouldn't mind picking up a pack of those. Most of these peppers are sweet peppers. I think maybe we might have 1 packet of the banana peppers, but I'm not sure. I need to recheck that. Lots of zinnias, and on the greens, what these are, like in 1 box of these, it will have like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage, and the other one, it will have your lettuce, your Swiss chard, your collard greens, that kind of thing. Cover crops are just things we plant in the fall that we're going to use to enrich the soil. This has onions, leeks, and chives in it, different kinds. These have ground cherries and tomatillos, wildflowers that we can just sprinkle. And then we have moringa, which I'm going to plant, and it comes up and it's supposed to be really good for you. If you haven't heard of moringa, look it up on the internet. It's a very interesting plant. They have a lot of they grow a lot of that in Florida, but this is a kind that does grow here. I've grown it before. Then eggplants, we've got some long green eggplants. We've got some that's supposed to be just really good. We have milkweed. We plant that so that the caterpillars will and the butterflies will come to it. Then we have nasturtium, and we plant nasturtium. We have several different kinds here. We plant that to bring in the bees and just the pollinators. So we've got 1 more box about this size, and we will be finished. We'll see you in a few minutes. Well, we have worked for hours, And finally, it's finished. Well, in this portion, I was showing you the rest of the seeds that we organized. We got everything organized and finished up, and then we had this whole box full additionally of seeds, and then in the little box to the right you can see a few additional ones that we missed somehow, and we're going to add those in later. So finally, after working most of the day, all of the seeds were organized. I had to take off the talking that I did here in this portion because we had the TV on in the background and I didn't realize it, and you're not allowed to do that and post that with your video. I changed my decor just a little bit, and I thought I'd show you what I did. I had this little candle holder, votive holder, that I got at a thrift store, and it's really cute. It's got that little flower on one side, and then it has the little house on the other one. I thought that was really cute. I probably paid about 50 cents for that. And then I went on my table that I have here, and what I did to my little basket that I had with the flowers, I added some grass and some of these really pretty eggs. I think those are so nice. So that's what I did there. Then I had these, I'd had these 2 or 3 years, and I think I picked these up at Walmart. And when life gets sour, sweeten it with gratitude. I thought that was so pretty. So that little triple set came together. And then here I have this little thing of ducks. Now, my mama made that probably 20 years ago, even longer. I think it was about 37 years ago when I'm thinking about when she made it. So all I did was put the grass in it, and I had these little gold eggs, white with gold, and I've had them for a long time, so I added those to that. And then I had the little lemon tree that I bought when I bought those, or shortly after. I think I found this somewhere else. But that's what it looks like on a little entry table. Now, I had originally thought I'd add eggs to this tree, but my eggs didn't have hangers on them. I don't know what I did with those that had the hangers. Now I'm going to take you in here in the dining room and show you what I did. Up here, all I added was my little bunny rabbit cup. And I don't have any towels. I like to hang towels there for each season. I don't have any of those, so I'm going to have to go and purchase some. I've not bought anything so far. This is just things that I had. I kept the tablecloth. It's got a little tinge of blue. So I had this little bunny rabbit holder, and these are fake eggs. So I put those in there. Thought that was nice. But what I did to give it some height, I set it on a little stand. So that gives it a little bit of height in the center of the table. And then up above my table, I added some of these flowers. And I can't remember if I got these this year. I mean, I know I didn't get them this year, last year or the year before. Or maybe even a little bit before that. But I added those, and it really looks pretty. Then over here on my side table, I already had this little blue vase here, and I just threw these eggs here, and I don't plan on using those here. I've got a vase I've got to find somewhere, and I'm going to put those down inside the vase with some pink flowers that I'm going to show you. Then here's a little happy Easter greetings. And then drew this rose in here. And then over here, I've got a Happy Easter thing. And of course, my little apron, I kept that out. Now, this is the flowers that I'm going to use. I'm going to put this somewhere. And I'm going to put the eggs around the bottom. And one of the eggs, at least, I think, is pink. Yeah, I've got a couple pinky eggs, 2 yellows, a blue, and kind of a tan. And I'm going to put them around the bottom of the vase. And it's a vase that I bought from Diane Whitehead probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I love that vase because you can do so much with it in the different seasons. But I got the little Happy Easter plates, and I put them up here, and you can probably see my paper towel sticking out from under it. I have to do something to kind of keep that keep the plate up high enough that you can see it. I'm gonna flash up here and show you my little farmhouse sign. I made that. And then here is what I put in the kitchen. I've got this little Peter Rabbit cup. And then I got the napkins. It's so cute. It says, now run along and don't get into mischief. And then here's some hot drink cups. It's something right here. And so I had some of these planters, these real small planters that I will use for herbs later in the year. But I thought that would be cute to hold some eggs. So I put those eggs in the top, and the little bunnies guarding the eggs. Of course, here's my little copper salt and pepper shaker. And this is something that we got in Ohio at Lehman's. And it's really handy because, like, you can put your spoons here, but you can put different pot lids. Like if you're cooking and you need to take a lid off, you can just take it off and put it right here. And this works really good for a skillet lid, and this for a cooker lid, a smaller cooker lid. So I always keep that there. And then over here, look at my pitiful little coffee station. It does not have anything. I usually get some type of a little cover to go down here, and I put that under my coffee maker, and I get some kind of little decor, but I just have not had time this time. But we have been really busy today. We went and picked up our 4-wheeler over in Leslie County and brought it over. Oh, I've got one more thing to show you. This is my little entry room from the garage. Comes in from the garage, and my bedroom's over here to the left. But I wanted to show you this. Of course, you've seen my big old picture before, and you've seen this small one. I think I've showed you that. I like that, but I took my candle holder, and instead of putting a candle, I put a bird's nest with eggs. And then down here, I put this little glass with a bird on it for spring. So that's about got my spring decor, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do more, but I just don't know. And here's something that I added. I think that's so pretty. It's got a bee, and the glass under it is frosted, and then it has that rope at the top, and it has lights inside. And I got that in probably 4 years ago. I got that out in Missouri when we went to Branson. I think I got it at the Butterfly House, if I'm not mistaken.